I recently published a video about a 13-foot tall vertical antenna which covered 5 bands and was very easy to make, and if you want to check that video out, it's published a few days ago, so have a look on the YouTube channel. But I've had a lot of correspondence about it and a lot of experience from stations that have tried using it, and it's all very positive actually. And I myself now have been using this antenna for about 4 or 5 weeks now, and it was originally just an idea and I was quite pleased that it worked, but in fact it's worked so well I think I'm going to use it as a semi-permanent antenna, because it enables me to get on bands that I can't get on. I've got an end-fed half wave at the moment which covers 40 through to 10 metres, covers 40, 20, 15 and 10. It doesn't cover the walk bands. Well, the vertical does cover the walk bands. It covers, it covers all frequencies, basically from 20 metres through to 10 metres and all bits in between. And if you haven't actually checked the video, you'll find that generally speaking, you get around about a 2:1 VSWR, and I explain in that video that the loss on a 2:1 VSWR is very, very small indeed, and if you've got an inbuilt antenna matching unit in your transceiver, it'll match it, and the loss is really of no consequence at all. It works wonderfully well with my FTX-Optima and the internal antenna matching unit. Here you see I've got the remote head removed from the Optima. Now, verticals can give noise, can produce noise or can receive noise, and one of the things that I really would suggest is, if you're thinking of putting up a vertical antenna or buying a vertical antenna, it might be wise to just check out what your noise level is going to be like. And you can do that quite easily, because basically this antenna is just 13 foot of wire fed with a 4:1 UnUn. And I suggested in the original video that you can use fiberglass rod to support the antenna. But of course you could wrap a couple of bamboo canes together, or you could hang the wire from a tree. All you need is 13 foot of wire and a 4:1 UnUn. And I suggested in the video that you use the LDG one because we've got it in stock and it's not terribly expensive. And it's a useful item to have anyway for various other antenna projects that you might embark on. And interestingly enough, it solved a bit of a problem for me, because I've got an end-fed half wave, and normally it works perfectly well, but if in the evening we switch on the lights in the conservatory, it picks up some noise on the dipole, because the end of the dipole is near the conservatory. Now, I could move the dipole down the garden, but it was interesting to switch to the vertical, which is further down the garden, and the vertical is much quieter. So it does depend, of course, where your antenna is, but as I said just now, if you're thinking of purchasing a vertical and you're not quite sure what the noise level is going to be, make one of these and see how it performs. It is, of course, very convenient to have just a simple antenna like this and be able to change bands. You go from 20 to 17 to 15 to 12 to 10, and all you need to do is just press the antenna matching unit. It's a button or ATU, it may be labelled on your transceiver. Press that and you should find it will match, and I've had no problems at all. I'm currently using a Yaesu FTX Optima, which I'm working on a review for in the next few days, and it's working very well. But I've also tried it on an FT710, that works fine, and I think if you've got a built-in antenna matching unit on transceiver, you should find that it matches okay. Now, I've had a number of questions, such as can I make it a bit longer and will it work better? Well, no, really and truly, if you make it longer, you're going to change the whole dimensions of the antenna or the criteria, and if you make it longer, you'll find the VSWR will start to rise. So you really need to stick to 13 feet. By all means try it, but you will actually change the way the antenna works, and I think you'll find that it won't work so well. Also, can I use a 9:1? Would it work better with a 9:1? No, it won't. You've got to stick to the 4:1 UnUn in order to get a reasonable match to it. And likewise, question was, can I use a 49:1 UnUn? No, you can't. You've got to stick to the 4:1 UnUn to get a reasonable power transfer into the antenna. Now, the antenna hasn't got the traditional low impedance at the feed point. And that very often can be an advantage with the vertical, because you can get losses with feeding verticals, particularly if you've got a poor ground. And that takes me on to the ground system. Questions such as, can I make the radials longer? Yes, you can. Certainly, if you make the radials longer, you may well improve the performance. Probably you'll get better improvement in performance by adding more radials rather than worrying too much about the length. But if you go from 2 meters, which I used in the original antenna, if you change that to a length of about 3 or 4 meters, then probably you will get an improvement in performance. But certainly numbers rather than length seem to be the way to improve HF vertical antennas. A number of people were quite encouraged by the use of a bamboo cane in order to fasten some of the radials together. That means to say you can very quickly lift the radials up off the lawn when you want to mow the lawn, and it stops them sort of getting tangled. And got some interesting pictures from a user of this antenna, but not the normal use. Let me show you. I had an email from Paul, WA1MAC, who's keen on bicycle mobile, and he sent me some photographs of the 13-foot whip that he's using on his bike. By all accounts, it's working very well. He's using a Xiegu 6100, which is I think it's 10 watts mobile transceiver with built-in antenna matching unit, and he apparently is getting some good results. So thanks for that email, Paul. Much appreciated, and enjoy your cycle rides. So it's a simple antenna, quite versatile as it seems. And it's ideal for the small garden, or the garden where you've got restrictions, or think you've got restrictions. And as I mentioned in the previous video, it's really set out designing this antenna for those that had restrictions, and in the hope that probably it really wouldn't, it's a sort of area that wouldn't be noticed. The neighbours would be hard pressed to object, and if you're creative in the way that you install it, probably nobody will even know that it's there, which is why I called it a near invisible antenna. So give it a try, see how you get on. It may solve a problem for you. In the meantime, thanks for your support on this channel, it's much appreciated. You take care, and as usual, look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.